What's going on, Cyclones fans? I'm Rudy Hodgson, and welcome to One on One, where today we are joined by the first official signing of your Cincinnati Cyclones for the new season, Justin Gill. Justin, how are you? Welcome to the Cyclones.
Hi, how are you? Thank you very much.
I just kind of want to get to know you a little bit, introduce you to our fan base. So just kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and why you're excited to come join the Cyclones.
Well, like Rudy said, my name is Justin Gill. I'm a forward, 22 years old from the province of Quebec in Canada. So French Canadian. First language is French, but I've been in hockey my whole life. So we speak a lot of English in the hockey world, even back in Quebec. So I'm familiar to that. I'm really excited to join the Cincinnati Cyclone. I've heard great things about the organization. Especially the city as well. I've heard really, really, really good things about the city and the area. So I'm really looking forward to be coming to Cincinnati and play the season over there.
What drew you to Cincinnati? I'm always so curious when it comes to prospects that come join our franchise. Was it something in maybe a conversation you had with a former player or a coach or an agent kind of recommended you to Cincinnati? What drew you to this team?
Honestly, it just when I got the phone call from Riley and with my agent as well. It just everything he said to us really made sense for us and like the way that I want to go in my career. So we really felt like it was a really nice spot for me to come play a season here. And what I've known so far from Riley, he has a good plan in hands, and that's why I was like everything made sense and all the dots were aligning. So that's why it was really exciting, to sign here.
So you're a 200-foot player. You're in every sense of the word. You're a two-way forward. You rely on defense, but you also are not shy to find production on the offensive side of the puck. Is that fair? Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, yeah. I've always, my entire career, I've been a center. So I've always, been on both sides of the ice because you generate offense from your defense. So if you play good in your D zone, you'll have success in the O zone. So that's something my coaches taught me when I was younger. But the last couple of years, I've been playing on the wing. So, but for me, it's the same mindset. If you play good on your defense, you'll have success on the offensive side. So that's how I put my game to work.
Well, you've had a lot of success on the offensive side of the puck. Of course, last year with the Railers, you were nearly a point per game player, 22 and 23 games. And then before that in junior, I mean, your best season was when you were part of Drakkar when 98 points in 65 games. That was right after your NHL draft selection. Just what is it about your game? Is it maybe your creativeness or is it your ability to find players in key areas or in soft areas of the ice? Like, what is it about your offensive side of your game that you feel will translate well to the Cyclones?
Yeah, I think, my two best assets on the offensive side is, my IQ for the game and also my shot. So I feel when I combine those two things, I can find players on the ice, but I can also put the puck in the back of the net. So it's something that I try to work like equally, I would say. I try to, score as much as possible, but also, creating plays and, creating some offensive, touches for my teammates as well.
We talked about it just a little bit there. A couple years ago in 23, a fifth round selection of the New York Islanders. What was that experience like? You were there on draft day. You got a chance to speak to the media, get your jersey. Just what were the overall emotions when you were drafted by an NHL franchise?
Yeah, it's always a special day. It's probably still today like one of the best days of my life. I've been passed on a draft twice before that, so that was really my last chance to get drafted in my life. So obviously, I'll be forever grateful to be able to be part of that experience, and it's something that like later on when I'm done playing hockey, it's always something cool like to tell your kids or little kids that you've been drafted into the NHL. It's the first step to your ultimate goal to play in the NHL. So it was a really cool experience.
Coach Weslowski said that you're still very much an NHL's prospect. You just have that talent to be able to make it far in this game. For you, what do you want to get out of this season as far as your development or even production as a player? Where do you want to see yourself as the season progresses?
Yeah, for me, it's a season when I reorganize all my things. I want to be better at everything that I do, and we felt like Cincinnati, we're gonna help me achieve those objectives. So for me, it's really much a setup. Trying to get back to the AHL next year, or if it's anywhere else. It's just really it's to help me, reach those goals, and we felt like Riley was a really good options to help me with that.
Now, that seems to be quite a trend, just having trust in Coach Riley and what he is trying to build here in Cincinnati. I'm
Yeah.
curious, my last question for you is, what have you heard of Cincinnati? French Canadian, probably haven't been this close to the Midwest, at least living here. What are you looking forward to experiencing when you're here in Ohio?
Oh, and the first thing that I was really excited when I signed is that I'll be able to go and watch the Bengals play. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan, so obviously that was on the top of my bucket list when I'll be coming to Cincinnati.
So, big football guy, or would you say the Bengals were already your team? Like, were you already a big Joe Burrow guy?
I've always been a big Joe Burrow guy since he was in college football. With all the hype that he had like around him, I always thought he was a really good player. But also just like the culture of the Bengals and Jamar Chase, it's something it's really cool. It would be really cool to watch. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. So, Justin, you're going to be right at home. All right. So, thank you for taking time to speak with me today and welcome to the Cyclones once again. For all those at home, you want to join us. First face-off is coming up October 18th when your Cincinnati Cyclones host the Wheeling Nailers at 7:35 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you get your tickets at www.cycloneshockey.com/tickets. We hope to see you at Heritage Bank Center come October. I've been team play-by-play announcer Rudy Hodgson signing off. Justin, thank you again. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
all in October.
Thank you.